is looking into all the petitions which argue regarding legalization of same-sex marriage. And in this regard, the central government has told the Supreme Court that it has also asked all the chief secretaries of different states and union territories to seek the opinion of the states and union territory with regard to the issue of legalization of same-sex marriage. Now, the first thing that we need to understand that when we say legalization of same-sex marriage, what do we exactly mean by that? Okay, legalization of same-sex marriage implies marriage between people of same gender. Okay, and if we legalize same-sex marriage, then the homosexual couples would be able to enjoy the parental rights, right to inheritance, okay, property rights, etc., which are applicable or which are enjoyed by heterosexual couples, okay, on account of marriage. Now, let's have a look over the for and against arguments with respect to the issue of legalization of same-sex marriage. Now, the first for argument which is put forth is Special Marriage Act 1954. Now, it is being argued that the forward-looking approach which we have adopted under the Special Marriage Act, why are we not adopting this forward-looking approach when it comes to legalization of same-sex marriage? Now, what is this Special Marriage Act all about? It enables the interfaith as well as intercaste couples to solemnize their marriage without having to undergo religious conversions. Okay, so without undergoing religious conversion, the interfaith couples or intercaste couples can solemnize their marriage. Okay, so it is being argued that why are we not extending this forward-looking approach when it comes to the issue of legalization of same-sex marriage? Okay, next it is being argued that in order to uphold Article 21, which pertains to right to life and personal liberty, because in one of the famous landmark judgment, that is Shafin Jahan versus Ashokan KM and others 2018 case, which is popularly known as the Hadia case, in this landmark judgment, the Supreme Court stated that every citizen of India have the right to marry a person of one's own choice, okay, under Article 21. Now, it is being argued that when every citizen of India is having this right to marry a person of one's own choice, then why this right is not being extended to LGBT community? Okay. Then this brings me to the next argument, which is in order to uphold fundamental right which is provided under Article 14 and under Article 15, which talks about right to equality and which talks about non-discrimination by the states on grounds of sex, caste, religion, etc. Now, it is being argued that when other citizens of India have this right to marry a person of one's own choice, then why this right is not being extended to LGBT community? Why they are being discriminated on account of sexuality, on account of sex? Okay? Then, in order to uphold the idea of liberty which is enshrined in our Indian Constitution, as we know that Indian Constitution talks about qualified liberty. That means creating environment so that an individual could realize one's own potential free. Okay. Lastly, given the international practice, right now around 33 countries have already legalized the same-sex marriage, and Netherlands was the first to legalize same-sex marriage way back in 2001 itself. So why India is still not legalizing same-sex marriage? Okay. Now, let's have a look over the arguments against legalization of same-sex marriage, which have been basically put forth by the central government itself. Okay. The central government in this regard has argued that if we legalize same-sex marriage, we would be destabilizing the institution of marriage itself, which is considered to be as a holy sanskara in case of India. Okay. When we say marriage, in India, we accept marriage as a holy union between a man and a woman. Okay. Now, if we legalize same-sex marriage, then this very institution of marriage would get destabilized. Okay. Then the central government has argued that if we legalize same-sex marriage, we would be disturbing the delicate balance which is right now in place with regard to social morality and with regard to personal laws which are there in place. Because currently, all the personal laws with regard to all the religions allow only heterosexual marriages. Okay. And this is also something which is there in our societal morality also. In our society, there is heteronormativity. That is, we consider sexual relation